place at this cost without testing.
I think Honorable,
Yes, that is what we should be talking about. This is a financial instrument. Yes.
Omondi, I think we've already settled it, that this matter is before the committee. It's before the committee, isn't it? Okay, what's your point of order, Honorable Chair?
Madam Speaker, I'm on a point of order. Honorable Karoli Omondi has claimed that this is a health information management system. But from my reading, the system is not solely managing social health insurance, but provides for various components aimed at delivering a comprehensive and integrated health system for the country. These components encompass the development of a health information management system, that is one, a health information exchange platform, that is two, core business services such as provision of telemedicine, track and trace for pharmaceutical products. Yeah? You are not listening. The health information system is just one. There is track and trace for pharmaceutical products. There is core business services such as provision of telemedicine. There is development of health exchange platform. It is many things. No, that is different things. You know, the problem is you are not listening.
Okay, Honorable Pukose. Okay, Honorable Pukose, I think now we are flogging a dead horse. Already, the committee is at liberty to interrogate this issue. The committee is at liberty to summon the Minister of Health. Honorable Pukose, don't defend the ministry position. There's no, I'm saying you've read it. Let the committee will work on it. And obviously, it's obvious that members have questions. You deal with it at the committee level. We are not going to be able to deal with it here on the floor of the House. So let us end this debate, Honorable Owen. Yes, Honorable Owen.
I want to say this. You know, Honorable Karoli Omondi is a bright lawyer, and he understands what he's saying. And I also want to know more about these things that he's talking about. I also want to know more, Honorable Karoli. But you see, you're using the wrong path. Why don't we summon PPRA, the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, to come and explain how they allowed that to happen? I also want to know how 104 billion would be used on this. But then, do you want to ask that to Honorable Pukose? There are people in this country that have been given a job to do that. I also want that Minister for Finance should come here and PPRA to come and explain to us how almost the value of a Eurobond would be used on one system. I want to know that. But then, do not attack Honorable Pukose on...
Your point, Honorable Owen. You've made your point. Okay, let us proceed to the next order of business. I think we have another statement from the Honorable Member for Funyula, Honorable Ounda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a request for statement. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the welfare of prison officers. Honorable Speaker, various reports, including the Masden Madoka Committee report of 2008.
The Honorable Member has just crossed the floor. Please go back. Proceed, Honorable Ounda.
Honorable Speaker, various reports, including the Masden Madoka Committee report of 2008, the Maraga Task Force report of 2023, and other Ministry of Interior and National Administration reviews, have repeatedly identified and documented the challenges facing the Kenya prison services. Despite these comprehensive evaluations and recommendations made, the situation remains largely unchanged. The state of affairs was affirmed in the Maraga Task Force report, which stated the situation remains the same as what the Madoka Committee established about 15 years ago. In essence, the conditions within the Kenya prison services remain precarious and pose a potential threat to national security if the service ultimately becomes dysfunctional. Honorable Speaker, it's against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, the status of implementation of the recommendations of the Maraga Task Force report, specifically in relation to the promotion of prison officers, some who have stagnated at the same job grade for over 10 years, and the constitution of the Prisons Council as provided for under Section 21C of the Prisons Act. Number two, any plans to provide, Honorable Speaker, decent housing for prison officers under the Affordable Housing Program, and if you saw, the status of these arrangements. And finally, number three, the status of harmonizations of the terms of service, including salaries, for all officers and the various services, specifically between the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service, to ensure parity and fairness, remuneration and working conditions. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, I think that statement will be dealt with by the Committee of Administration and Internal Security. Okay, next statement. Is there anybody from that committee, Administration and Internal Security?
Including salaries for all officers and the various services, specifically between the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service, to ensure parity and fairness, remuneration and working conditions. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
And the Justice and Legal Affairs. So I believe.
Okay, I think that statement will be dealt with by the Committee of Administration and Internal Security. Okay, next statement.
State Department of Correctional Services.
Thank you for that correction. Now I remember actually that was moved to Justice and Legal Affairs. Okay. Is there anybody from that committee, Administration and Internal Security?
Including salaries for all officers and the various services, specifically between the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service, to ensure parity and fairness, remuneration and working conditions. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental
Okay, I think
Committee
that
on
statement
Defense,
will be dealt with by
Intelligence and Foreign
the
Relations
Committee of
regarding the
Administration
current
and Internal
management
Security.
and public access
Okay,
to
next
Uhuru Gardens.
statement.
Honorable Speaker, Uhuru Gardens is one
Thank
of
you
the
for that
Kenya's
correction.
most
Now I remember
significant
actually
national
that was moved
monumental
to Justice and Legal
facilities.
Affairs.
It holds
Okay.
deep historical
Is there anybody
value
from that committee,
as it is the site where the
Administration
Kenyan
and
flag
Internal
was hoisted
Security?
during the declaration of independence
Including
on the
salaries
12th December
for all officers and the various
1963.
services,
It symbolizes the
specifically
birth
between the National
of the
Police
nation
Service
through
and
Madam
the Kenya
Kenya's
Prison
freedom from
Service,
colonial
to
rule.
ensure parity
The
and fairness,
facility
remuneration and working conditions.
is a
I thank
site
you,
that
Honorable
represents
Speaker.
Kenyan national identity, national pride, where citizens
Okay, I
reflect
think
on the
that
country's
statement will be
history,
dealt.
achievement, and aspirations. For many years, Uhuru Gardens was available recreational space for the local community and tourists. The expansive green space allowed
by the
foreign relations,
Committee of
physical activities,
Administration and
such
Internal
as morning
Security.
runs, picnics,
Okay, next,
relaxation, and now more so content creation for the young people called the Gen Zs, hence promoting physical and mental well-being. Public access to such facilities is therefore essential for the community health and social cohesion. The situation changed when the facilities was placed under the military oversight, which has restricted public access. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. 1. Clarification whether Uhuru Gardens will remain an open public space as it was earlier or has become a space of control visits and access. 2, a report on the status of the completion of the renovation of Uhuru Gardens by the KDF and when will the public be granted access. 3, the reasons for permission of certain activities such as marathons, music concerts at Uhuru Gardens while the general public is denied access. 4, plans in place to ensure that Uhuru Gardens is listed under the e-Citizen platforms, specifically the 222 portal, to allow citizens to make payments or bookings for the public access and events, thus ensuring accountability and transparency. I thank you, Madam Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. That particular statement will be marked to the Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations. Is there any member of that committee here? Okay, the Deputy Majority Leader, you'll ensure that that is acted on. And you can tell them they have 2 weeks to respond. Next is a statement by the Honorable Fatuma Zainabu, member for Migori.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44/2/C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairpersons of Departmental Committee on Environment, Forest, and Mining regarding mining activities in Makalda Gold Belt in Migori County. Honorable Speaker, the Makalda Gold Belt in Migori County is known for its riches in precious minerals such as gold and copper. The minerals are precious national resources that ought to be extracted for the benefit of the nation, the local communities, and the future generation as envisaged under Article 69 of the Constitution. It is of great concern that mining activities in Makalda seems uncoordinated, hence violating the rights of the residents to the benefit from the minerals. Additionally, in September 2023, the Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry gazetted 6,165 acres of land in Makalda area as forest land, despite the land being ancestral home to over 20,000 households that have lived on and practiced artisanal mining on the land for many years. The gazettement of the land without public participation threatens the permanently disinherit residents of their ancestral land and disconnect them from lifelong benefits expected to accrue from the minerals in the region. This has caused spate of violence conflicts among artisanal miners and small mining companies and foreign mining companies as locals seek to preserve their right to land and the benefit from the mineral resources. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forest, and Mining on the following. 1, provide a report on all reconnaissance, prospecting, or mining licenses issued under the Mining Act Cap 306 for mining in Makalda, including details of the farms, terms of the licenses, the minerals in respect of each license, and the status of mining activities for each mineral. 2, criteria for award of mining licenses and clarification on the reasons for granting licenses to foreign firms, including the number of local miners from Migori County granted mining licenses. 3, provide a report on whether the directive of cession of copper mining in Makalda region, citing its declaration as strategic mining, followed by the process set out in the Mining Strategic Mineral Regulation 2017, and if not, the reason for its enforcement in Makalda. 5, provision of report of payout of royalties to Migori County government and the local communities for minerals mined from Makalda, and if not, the reasons for non-remittance. And 6, steps being taken to resolve the stalemate between the locals and the foreign miners that led to closure of mining activities, and when the area will be reopened since it supports the livelihood of many. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, the Honorable Member, I can't quite see you.
Where Makalda sits. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to support statement by my women leader from Migori County, and I want let it be known in the House that we have a petition with the Departmental Committee on Environment on the settlement of that land, where the Minister for Environment refused totally to appear before the committee. And listening to our women leader, you'll realize the statement is capturing both environment and mining. And majorly mining, she has clarified that there are a lot of issues to be done to assist the community also to benefit from the minerals. So I would request, Madam Chair, for us to help our people, we need to make the Minister for Environment to honor the summons from the committees. And again, I would request that we extend the petition or the statement so that we get some clarity from the Ministry of Mining for the benefit of our people. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay, I think that statement of Honorable Fatuma will be placed before the Environment and Forestry Ministry, and also to them, and also mining. And what can happen is that the two can be consolidated with the earlier petition that you have alluded to. And I think Leader of Majority would ensure that happens, because I can't see the member for that committee here. Thank you. Okay, let's proceed. There's a statement by Honorable Mohammed Ado, member for Wajir South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs regarding the status of delimitation of electoral units. Honorable Speaker, Article 89(2) of the Constitution requires the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to review the names and boundaries of constituencies at intervals of not less than 8 years and not more than 12 years. Such review ought to be completed at least 12 months before a general election. These units are a key consideration in resource allocation in the country, and their absence thereof creates inequity in representation and access to national resources. Honorable Speaker, my constituency, Wajir South constituency, spans approximately 22,000 square kilometers and is the second largest constituency in the country. It is 10 times the size of Kiambu County. The constituency faces a myriad of challenges, such as administrative inconveniences that have often led to the merging of some areas close to one another, as well as underrepresentation in the county assembly, a high population density, and considerable absence of equity in resource allocation. It's against, Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on the following matters. 1, the expected timelines for the delimitation of electoral units in accordance with Article 89(2) of the Constitution, and measures put in place by the government to ensure that residents of constituencies and areas like Wajir South constituency and North Hor that are not just overpopulated, but also have little access, that have access to more resources while awaiting the boundary reviews. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. In particular statement will be marked to the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Honorable Sir George Murugaran. Honorable Irene Mayaka, you're distracting the chairperson. We've said that the matter relating... Honorable Murugara, did you hear about the status of the delimitation of electoral boundaries? When will you be able to give a response on this?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We do not have an IBC on which we can actually give these particulars. And I recollect being told at liaison committee that I should be making a statement as regards the progress we are making to constitute IBC. I confirm that the process is ongoing, but I need to give a better statement tomorrow after I collect all the facts, because we were just from a litigation on the selection panel. That litigation is over in terms of the interim order that was in force. We expect the president to gazette the selection panel, which will sit within the given timelines, which were set by this House to constitute IBC. Once it is in office, then we can start answering such pertinent questions as regards delimitation and other issues. So, Honorable Speaker, let me give the first statement tomorrow. And then after that, we can deal with this.
Okay, thank you. There's a statement by the Honorable Agnes Pareño, member for Narok North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Orders 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperative regarding the sale of Ufundi Cooperative Plaza by Ufundi Sacco. Honorable Speaker, Ufundi Cooperative Plaza in the Nairobi Central Business District has for several years been the subject of a vicious court battle between Ufundi Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited and its 14,999 members. In 2022, a 3-judge bench ordered that the land and the plaza, which are co-owned by the SACCO and the investing members, should be sold and proceeds be shared after clearing debts owed to Cooperative Bank of Kenya. The proceeds would be shared between the SACCO and investing members at a ratio of 58.88%. Honorable Speaker, the ruling made by the court intended to bring closure to the long provide